Today, we're journeying back in time to a pivotal, yet often misunderstood, moment in American history, the summer of 1967 in Detroit, Michigan. What started as a police raid on an unlicensed after-hours club on a hot July night escalated into one of the most significant civil disturbances of the 20th century. Over 5 tumultuous days, the city became a landscape of conflict and chaos. The official figures are staggering. 43 people tragically lost their lives. Over 1,000 were injured, and more than 7,000 were arrested. The physical damage was immense, with over 2,000 buildings destroyed, leaving scars on the city's landscape that would last for decades. But to truly understand what happened, we need to look beyond the immediate trigger. The raid wasn't an isolated incident. It was the spark that ignited a tinderbox of long-simmering tensions. For years, Detroit's black community had faced systemic issues that were largely ignored by those in power. We're talking about deep-seated housing discrimination, which packed families into overcrowded and substandard living conditions. We're talking about rampant unemployment and underemployment, as opportunities for good jobs were often denied based on race. And we're talking about a strained relationship with the police force, which was overwhelmingly white and often seen not as protectors, but as an occupying force in black neighborhoods. These weren't just feelings. They were the daily reality for hundreds of thousands of people. The events of 1967 were a raw, painful outcry against these injustices. They were a demand to be seen, to be heard, and to be treated with the dignity and equality promised to all Americans. The response was massive. The Michigan National Guard was deployed, followed by U.S. Army paratroopers, turning parts of a major American city into what looked like a conflict zone. The images that came out of Detroit tanks rolling down city streets, buildings engulfed in flames, and citizens caught in the crossfire, shocked the nation and the world. It forced a conversation that was long overdue, a conversation about race, poverty, and justice in the United States. In the aftermath, President Lyndon B. Johnson established the Kerner Commission to investigate the causes of the riots that had erupted across the country that summer. Their final report was a landmark document. It famously concluded, "Our nation is moving toward two societies, one black, one white, separate, and unequal." The commission pointed directly at white racism as the fundamental cause of the unrest and called for massive, sweeping national action to address racial inequality through investments in jobs, education, and housing. It was a powerful indictment of the status quo and a desperate plea for a more just and unified future. Looking back at Detroit in 1967 is not just about remembering a historical event. It's about understanding the complex forces that shape our society. It reminds us that progress is not always a straight line, and that ignoring deep-seated grievances can have devastating consequences. The story of Detroit is a powerful lesson in the importance of empathy, justice, and the continuous work required to build a society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. It's a part of our shared history that we must continue to study and learn from. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into a crucial moment in history. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up. And do you forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do miss our next exploration of the past. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Stay curious, and see you next time.